This is Bill Newton, Lions Paw Productions in Concord, North Carolina. Now that the memo, the infamous memo, has been released, and there's been commentary on this memo, it's been read, several people have read it, I saw, and information in it was not of a national security issue or anything like that, but there was some names in it that could be very crucial to the whole issue. I'm going to make a blanket statement here. There is no such thing as Trump collusion with Russia to get him elected. That is a witch hunt. Now, with this whole thing, the possibility some people are putting out that the collusion issue, or I'm sorry, the obstruction of justice issue is what could be brought up. Now, I'm of the mindset that this whole thing is nothing more than an attempt to build a case against Donald Trump in such a way that the people that are around him, that are connected with him, will by default implicate him as an obstructor of justice. There are some other things that are involved in this memo that you can read it yourself. That's very interesting. To me, it is. There are people that are not named in the memo, for instance, that had contact with the people in the memo and had oversight into some things that the memo touches. The so-called dossier that was created and put together and funded by the Clinton campaign, if not Hillary Clinton herself, who knew about it. I'm sure she knew about it, and I'm sure that Bill Clinton knew about it, was constructed in such a way as to try to get what's called a FISA warrant to eavesdrop on the Trump campaign under the guise that was catching a spy. They were catching a spy. The spy was Carter Page. That's their allegation. That is very, very remote and far from the truth. Now, once that Carter Page's contact with any Russians or anything like that outside the Trump campaign was found out, he was fired. Therefore, the appearance of impropriety was done away with. There is absolutely no way, as I can see it, with everything that's out there, the evidence that Donald Trump or anybody in his campaign was directly connected with Russia in such a way as to affect and to change anything regarding the election, nor was there an effect of collusion or I'll get it in a second, obstructing the justice. Having said that, there are two people of all of them, there's two people that should be immediately done away with, or resignation should be accepted. One is Christopher Wray. If he actually wants to resign over this thing for some reason, it should be accepted, hands down. No kickback. Donald Trump should accept his resignation on the spot. He should have his keys turned in, just like they do in management. Like I was a manager in Radio Shack. When a district manager or a regional manager came into the office and asked to meet with the manager, and they asked for their keys, usually it meant they were fired. Sometimes they took them out to lunch, and while they were out at lunch, all their records were gone through to make sure they didn't have anything there that could be stolen. That was company property. And when they got back, it was over, all over with the shouting. The second person that I think should be terminated immediately, and should be surprised. They should walk into his office and do it immediately with no forewarning, is this Rosenstein guy. He should be taken out of there, period. I don't know about in handcuffs, but he should be escorted out by an armed guard to the door. His keys, his card, any key card, any codes that he had should be changed. Anything that's involved with him getting into the system in a remote location at all, or anything like that, should be taken away. His authority should be stripped to zero. Nobody should listen to him anymore. Then Jeff Sessions, if he's got the backbone enough to do it, should step in and say, okay, based upon the history of this investigation into Trump collusion, I am terminating Mueller and stopping the investigation. It is over with. I understand they say in their political fallout and all that stuff. That's too bad. Donald Trump has the authority and the right and the privilege of overseeing the executive branch, and the Justice Department and the FBI are in the executive branch. Therefore, they should be done away with immediately. No, don't wait around. Don't give them 10-day a 10-day warning or a 30-day warning or even a 24-hour warning. This should be done immediately. As a matter of fact, this afternoon. Don't let them have the weekend to do anything. They should walk into the office and say, goodbye, so sad, too bad, you're gone. With Christopher Wray, it's a little bit different. He hasn't, to my knowledge, he hasn't shown any kind of dishonesty, open dishonesty and collusion or obstruction as the other people have. See, this Rosenstein guy and the McCabe fella and Comey and Mueller all were in some way connected with Hillary Clinton and her campaign. And they really blocked some things regarding the investigation of Hillary Clinton and her campaign on the emails and all that stuff. I was just listening to Dick Morris on this thing. And I've listened to Dan Bongino and some other people. I'm in 100% lockstep with them. But I'm more radical than that because I've been in the business industry before. You don't let somebody you suspect of being crooked spend 24 hours, if they suspect they're going to be fired or done away with or put in handcuffs, getting their ducks in order in their office. You take them out, period. Now, it's an uncomfortable thing to do. I understand that. But it's necessary. I think it's necessary. This is so serious that it's necessary to do. Now, that's what I think about all this stuff regarding the memo release. And there's more. The underlying documents this memo came from, I want to see them too. Now, I'll finish with this. I am a citizen of the United States of America. I was born in this country. I didn't have to get naturalized or anything else like that. I served in the United States Marine Corps, and I fought in Vietnam. I, as an American citizen, have actually pay for their salary. Those people that are in the government, I pay for their salary. They are my employee. And what I want to be done is no excuse about, oh, this is national security. We can't give you this information. I don't care if they say that. I understand there's certain sensitive subjects they can't breach and broach, but not everything. We should have the right and the privilege of seeing everything that anyone in Congress sees. It doesn't make any difference. They're our employees. We voted for them into office, put them in office. They work for us. There's no way they can use this, we have to classify that because it's national security issue to keep us from knowing things that are necessary, like redacting names and places and dates. Only the processes that are used to gather information should be redacted, not the people that are involved in the thing. It doesn't make any difference. If they did something wrong, they should be canned. If they didn't do anything wrong, okay. So their name's out there. If they're innocent, that's all right. Okay. Now I could go on and on and on, but that's enough for right now. This is Bill Newton, Lions Paw Productions, Concord, North Carolina. You have a good day.